How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. My name, of course, is SystemZ, and I've got a very cool episode for you today. In the last episode, we worked on this beautiful island with the observatory on top, and I've got to say, thank you very much for the feedback, guys. On the last episode, you all let me know that you love it as well, which is always a good thing, to know that you guys enjoy it as well. I'm really happy with the way it looks, ultimately. The only thing we're missing now is the telescope, which we will do soon. Not today, because I don't really have an idea for it, to be honest. Telescopes are just really hard, especially at that angle, so I'm going to need to spend a little bit more time coming up with that. But what we're going to do today is we're going to build the actual interior of this observatory. And the idea I have is really cool. We're basically going to do one layer here. It's going to be andesite. The next layer is going to be up there. That's probably going to be spruce, but it's not really important, to be honest. It's just a little pathway to walk around if we want to. But I want it so that when you walk in, you just immediately look down and there's going to be another base down here. And the entire wall is going to be an aquarium. And it's going to be a really special aquarium at that. If you guys don't know, I do live stream quite a bit. And a lot of people do choose to support me and donate during their streams. So whenever anyone donates, I'm basically going to get a fish, name it after them, and we're going to put it in the aquarium. But overall, it's just going to look really cool once it's done. So guys, let's go ahead and get started. We just need to go grab some prismarine before we really get into this. So I'm going to get going on that really quickly, and then we're going to have to do a lot of digging. And I am prepared. I do have some potion of water breathing. I did already beat an ocean monument as well during a stream. Again, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the streams, guys. There it is. It took me a good minute to find this, but yeah, we are finally here at the ocean monument, which, like I said, I did actually already beat, so we can actually mine the blocks. I really wanted to get a conduit, so I went ahead and did it during a live stream. But like I said, all we really need is just a whole bunch of prismarine blocks. I've also got a silk touch pickaxe now, so we can actually get the sea lanterns, which is awesome because I've been really wanting some of these. They're honestly very beautiful lighting sources, so definitely want to get that. But all I need to do is just grab a whole bunch of this and try and avoid these what are they called? The elders, I think, or the guardians? I don't know. They're very mean, though. I don't like them. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and get a whole bunch of prismarine here and start from this layer, I guess. And I'll see you guys once I've done that. Alright, guys, I've got about a half of a shulker box filled with prismarine, as well as some other prismarine-related blocks. But we'll get to that in a little bit. The first thing we actually need to do is a bit of a priority. We need to actually dig this place out, because otherwise we're not going to have any place to put this aquarium whatsoever. So we're going to need to go, actually before we do that, maybe we should actually go grab some andesite and build the first floor layer. Also, I do want to say I've got some sponge cooking at the moment, so if we need to get rid of any water, we can actually do that. Also managed to get a little bit more while I was out there, so we'll go ahead and cook that. Now we just need to grab a little bit of andesite. I imagine we're going to need a little bit more than 64. I think I have some down here. And by the way, guys, I want to build an iron farm down here soon. Let me know if you guys know any good designs for doing that, because that seems like a pretty difficult task, honestly. But I figured this would be enough space to do so. But yeah, here we go. Plenty of andesite now. Let me go ahead and head back up. Alright, the way that we're going to do this is basically build a ring out of andesite. And I think we're going to go about 4 blocks out, I believe. And we're going to use black stained glass, basically the same glass there, the panes as railing. But I'll get that in a little bit, because I don't directly have any available at the moment. But I do need to make sure that this is supposed to be 4 blocks out. I think it is, but I may be wrong. I really need to get better at estimating how many blocks it takes to do things, because I'm really off. I thought this would be plenty, but that almost took up 4 stacks, if not 5. That's crazy. But yeah, it was correct, by the way. We basically have a set of 7 blocks, 3, 1, and then 3 across just to meet up. So 4 blocks away from basically all faces. So that's essentially the width of our pathway there, which if we climb up here, you'll see it's plenty of space, honestly. And once we get some glass panes, it'll look even better. But the idea is that we want to be able to walk through here and immediately be met with a huge base under here that's just surrounded by water. It's going to be really cool looking. But now what we need to do is basically dig down, I believe, 6 blocks down. But the problem problem with that is, as you can see, there is some water. So we are going to need to use those sponge blocks, but we'll get to that eventually. What I'm going to go do is take out the top block there so that the beacon works, and we're going to go turn on haste, because that'll make it a little bit easier. But I'm going to go ahead and get it all finished, all mined out, and we will go ahead and get started. Alright, SpongeBob, it's time to be used. I have gotten it all mined out, well, for the most part, and there's still tons of water. And now we've basically got to figure out how to get rid of that. So this is the part that I'm not really certain about. I haven't tried this yet. I know the new water mechanics are going to make this really, really difficult. But as you can see, we basically have a gigantic tub of water, which we can go ahead and jump down into. I've made the walls about 6 blocks high, as you can see. So what we're going to do is do the floor on the level that the water's at. So we're going to need to go down by a couple of layers. So I've made a little wall here to make this a little bit easier. But again, I really don't know if this is going to go well, especially considering one sponge is going to be it. Basically one sponge, and then we've got to dry it out again. And as you can see, it just fills right back in. So I really don't know if this is going to go over that well. I'm probably going to end up using blocks, to be honest, and just breaking them away. But I figured, why not go ahead and just try? I guess what we could do, at the very least, is try and just really quickly just place them or something, which I can already tell you is not working whatsoever. Oh man, I wish they made an easier way to get rid of water, to be honest, because as you can see, the water's just circling back and filling it all back in. I mean, it looks like we've been successful a little bit. A little bit, actually, yeah. Not too bad, but it's still very, very difficult overall. So I'm just going to do what I can to get rid of the water. Like I said, I'm probably just going to end up placing a few blocks like this and then just kind of breaking them away. It's a little bit easier to do after all. And once I've done that, I'm also going to break away the walls all the way to the back there. And then we'll actually start with the block placements. But this is coming along pretty nicely overall. I'm very, very excited, and you guys should be too. Let me go ahead and get it all done, guys, and we will get started on the interior. You know, this looks very bizarre, but I'm happy it's all done. Now we just need to actually get the aquarium in place. I've also got all of the resources together, so we are pretty much ready to rock and roll. We've got prismarine blocks, other assortments of prismarine blocks, sea lanterns in case we need them. We got a little bit of quartz stairs as well, some black stained glass panes for the railing, stone bricks for underneath the railing, and of course our floor block choices and a little bit more gray concrete. But one thing we are going to need as well are some end rods. So what I've got going over here right now is I'm actually cooking up some of the chorus fruit that we actually collected when we went to the end. And it creates popped chorus fruit, which is very interesting. I believe if we connect these two together, we do get end rods. So I'm going to use these as kind of a hanging light fixture. That's going to be kind of cool. And then we also need to grab some iron, which I really don't have much at all. How many iron trapdoors does it make if you do that? Let's see. Oh, just one. Okay. We're going to need like 3 at the very least. So let's go ahead and grab those. I'm not really worried about these at the moment. I just wanted to go ahead and get them together. And now we are pretty much ready to get started. So what I want to do first is the floor, which needs to be basically 1 block up from the water here. And we need to have some sort of platform to hold the concrete on. Otherwise, obviously, half of it would just sink. So we need to do that first. But then we need to go ahead and try and get a platform. This will go ahead and work. Let's do that. Get up here. Oh, this is so weird. Elytra and water does not really mix well together. But yeah, now we need to get rid of the platform here as well. And then, of course, build a holding container for all of the concrete that we're going to use. Coming along very nicely. Now all we need to do is get the light gray concrete and concrete powder and basically just do a checkerboard pattern all throughout. So I know in the very center, I'm going to do the actual concrete. We're just going to skip that one for now. And basically connect it up all the way through, doing a checkerboard pattern of concrete powder and concrete. I just really like the way this looks with the, you know, darker colors and the white colors. I think it genuinely looks really, really nice, and it has a good balance. And once we add color in there, like the very, very bright blue from the water, it's going to look really, really cool and should help bring it all together. Now this is very tedious work as well, so I basically just need to go ahead and do this as well. But I at the very least wanted to show you guys what my plan was. And while I do it, I do want to say my overall plan is to basically take what we've got here and go a little bit further down with different things on each floor. So this floor is going to be an aquarium. The next floor under might be our chest room, which, as you guys may recall, in the beginning of the series, I said I want to do a fully automated organizational chest room. It's going to be very, very difficult to do, but should be worth it. But before we can do it, we are going to need to build an iron farm. That's going to be very, very interesting. But ultimately, it should work out in the end. Now, I don't know if I should use chests or shulker boxes. I'm thinking about doing shulker boxes just because they look a little bit better. And at the end of the day, I'm not going to need a double chest full of every single resource. So, yeah, maybe what we'll do is have a backlog for some of the blocks, like cobblestone and all that. But after that, we could just do general shulker boxes. But yeah, guys, let me go ahead and get all of this done, and then we can go ahead and start doing the prismarine as well. So I've got it all pretty much done now, and I completely messed up. This was actually supposed to be a lot further out than I had it. It definitely was not supposed to be right at the edge here, so I'm so sorry if anybody is copying me with this. I really, really did not mean to make that mistake, but basically it's supposed to be extended out to where it meets with the walls of the actual structure, so about right here. That way we have 3 blocks in between the prismarine and the quartz for the fish to swim through. So yeah, the only thing I'm really trying to debate on now is whether or not we really, really want to do prismarine bricks kind of mixed in. I think it would be kind of nice to add some variation. I just don't really know for sure if it looks that great, especially when the prismarine goes all purple like this. But I guess with water, you really wouldn't be able to tell. So I probably am going to try that out. The next thing we also need to do is kind of play around with a little bit of the sandstone and try and do some variation in the land just to add, you know, a little bit of, I guess, depth to the actual build and really customize this aquarium. Now, all of that is nice, but ultimately what's really going to do it is to find some coral plants. So that's what I really, really want to do. I want to go find some coral plants. I just don't really know. Oh, that was really cool. I kind of want to keep that open for the sake of being able to fly out like that. That was really cool. But yeah, I think that's really going to be the one ingredient that's really going to make this aquarium as colorful as it can be. The only problem is I have not yet found a coral place, or whatever they're called, a coral reef. And I don't even know how to get it. I'm assuming you just use Silk Touch. So I guess I just need to go fly around and see if I can't find one and try and grab a little bit of it. I know I also need the actual plants that go on it as well. That way we can completely decorate the aquarium. This has got to be one of the happiest sights I have ever seen. I've been flying around for at least 30 minutes trying to find one of these biomes, and oh my gosh, we finally found one, and we're like 7,000 blocks away. That's the crazy thing. So I do see that Silk Touch is working. Does it work on the fans? It does, and we need to get a little bit of air there because, of course, dying is bad. Yeah, I basically just need to get as many of these blocks as I can because I really don't want to have to keep flying out here just to get coral blocks. I do know that you can actually grow the fans in a warm ocean biome, but we are actually in a lukewarm biome back at the base. So unfortunately, we won't really be able to grow them there. But at the very least, if we collect enough, I don't really think we'll ever really need any more than probably 2 stacks, to be honest. But I'd still like to get at least a row of them if I can. And did I bring a shulker box? I did not. That would have been smart. But yeah, I just need to collect these up. I know we're going to need the blue ones and maybe even some sea pickles as well. Can I get those? I can. That's perfect. I believe you can farm these as well. So I'm just going to grab a couple of those. I know those are going to be great for lighting. But I do want the blue. I don't really care too much about the yellow, but I'll grab it anyways. I'm going to try and just get every color just in case we do need it in the future. Alright guys, we are now ready to rock and roll. As you can see, I've got plenty of coral here to get this project underway, and we also have got some prismarine bricks and sand and sea lanterns all mixed in to the aquarium. The only thing we really need to do now before we can actually add coral is going to be add the water. However, we need to first separate this area from this area so that the water doesn't just go flowing out onto our precious concrete powder. So, there's a couple of ways we could do this. Either A, we could use glass, or B, we could do something that you're probably not going to like. Let me explain. So before the episode started, I actually used a command to spawn a block in. Now this block isn't something like diamond blocks or, any of the resources for this actual project. In fact, this has all been gotten legitimately. The only thing that I would ever really spawn in this world is player heads and barrier blocks. So these are completely unable to be gotten in creative mode and in real survival. The only way you can genuinely get them is by spawning them in with a command. The only reason I wanted to do it is because they are completely clear. They're a structure that cannot be broken, which is a problem, but ultimately no water would flow through. It's completely clear, and it will offer a really, really nice look to the aquarium. I'm going to be using these for this. At the end of the day, they're in the game for a reason, and I think that this isn't really cheating too much. Obviously, it's not something I could normally get, so it is cheating, but I hope you guys forgive me, because at the end of the day, it's going to look a lot better with this than it would glass. Now, if you guys really want me to, I could do glass and probably just retexture it, but this is going to be a lot easier. Just to give you guys an example, I've gone ahead and placed all of the first row here, as you can see. So there is definitely a block here, but you can't see anything. Now, again, it's cheaty, I know, but just give it a chance. At the end of the day, I will take it away if you guys really don't want it. So please forgive me for just doing this, but I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and place some water. It's going to be the first layer of water here. And we're going to make a little source here, and hopefully we can get this going pretty easily. But as you can see, the water is not flowing through. You can completely see through it, and once it's actually filled up, it actually looks really, really cool. So all I need to do now is basically stack it up and basically try and get a full set of source blocks all the way throughout, and you'll really get an idea of what this will look like. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the job has been done. As you can see, we've got all of the coral and all the decorations in place. All we really need now is some fish, but first what I wanted to do is go ahead and place down our railing here, which, like I said, I am using stained glass panes for this. I just wanted to say again, I'm sorry for using the barrier blocks in this situation. Normally what I'd love to do is build with what's available in survival and never cheat. I really don't believe in spawning in blocks because that kind of ruins the overall atmosphere of Minecraft. You kind of don't really get, as much reward out of building projects as you would, doing it normally. So I do kind of feel bad for cheating, these items in, but ultimately I see, this aquarium being very bright and blue in my head, and ultimately using glass would not really help me achieve what I want to make out of this base. So if I have to use barrier blocks to achieve what it is I really, really want, I'm definitely going to do it. But ultimately, if you guys really don't like it, I will try glass at the very least. But I think this looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and head down there. Well, that's not the right way. Actually, this is what it looks like. And I'm very excited because it's going to be really cool to just see fish kind of swimming around us. We can also get turtles and dolphins. Turtles might not fit that well, though, so I don't know if I'm going to do turtles, but dolphins should fit pretty nicely. I've also got other cool ideas for that, like a feed the fish kind of area, where basically it's a button with the dispenser. When you press it, it dispenses an item into the water stream that dolphins can play with. I think that would be very, very cool. But ultimately, I've got to say I'm really happy with the way this looks, especially with the railing now in place. And let's see what it kind of looks like. Let me get my fireworks here. Let's see if the final product that I was going for has been achieved. This has been a very grindy type episode. Not really too much building has gone on in the grand scheme of things, but I think we've definitely made very, very good progress here. So you walk in, which, oh, I do need to get the anvils placed again. That was the entrance block. But yeah, we walk in and you just kind of see straight down a nice area that's just covered with water. I think it would be really cool as well to add a Z here. That'd be really interesting. But ultimately, this is the area that I'd like to put my bed. I don't really know how I'm going to do it. I think what we're going to do is take away the aquarium back here, since you can't see it, and turn that into another stairwell. Or we could do a center staircase as well. But for what I wanted to do, this looks really, really cool. And like I said, all we've got to do now is get fish in here. But since this is going to be kind of the aquarium for all of my donations and sponsors during my live streams, I'm going to save that for the next live stream. So guys, that is basically going to do it for today. I think today has been a very successful one. I'm very tired. It's like 12 at night. Well, 12 in the morning now. I kind of recorded a little late today, but guys, I hope you did enjoy, and this project has been super, super fun. I've actually been looking forward to this since I created the world, so hopefully you guys like it. If you're looking for inspiration, hopefully you got some. Having an aquarium all around you is definitely something I recommend. It's super, super, super cool. So guys, that is going to do it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. My name has been System Z. You guys have been awesome. Thanks for watching.